That wasn't right. It was supposed to be this. Now we're gonna get blocked off YouTube anyway. One of those days. Hi, Lauren. Hello, everybody at home. We're here. This is the last one. This is the check-in show before the road trip, the final road trip, and all that stuff. Please settle down with us, would you? It's 5 o'clock here in the Pacific, and wherever you are, have your beverage accordingly. I'm having coffee right now and a little bit of water over there at the desk. I don't know what you're having. We don't drink anymore. We used to drink. Want to make it a show about that. Good news, though, we've got this lady over here. We've got you on Instagram, which is great news. Ooh, yeah, there it is. We may have our friend Mike joining from Canada, our Canadian friend Mike joining, but from New York. He's at Paul Schaefer and Will Lee are doing a show tonight down at the bitter end, and he will be there. Don Giller may be there as well. So it may just be us, but that's okay, because all we're doing is checking in, closing a lot of books, closing a lot of whatever's on this chapter. I don't know. We're going to close some shit down so that we can pack it up and get the hell out of here next week. That's what's going on. Okay. See you over at the desk. Great. Perfect. Nobody to talk to. Nobody to talk to. All right, Will. Where do you go? Kevin, you gonna buy a Beamer? All right, now it's just raining in here. Gosh darn it. All right, excuse me. I've been making a lot of old man noises. I tweaked my back right before the show. I mean, right before the show. And I am in a tremendous amount of pain right now. So I'm going to say now, forgive me if I am short with anyone who joins or anyone we're talking to or you or anyone at all. It's not you, it's me. But hello. So I got my cane because I was stretching. And Thursday, June 1st, shitballs, we're here. We did it. 6 months into the new year. Welcome. There's a bunch of people on Instagram before. Thanks for being, we were late because I was stretching and cursing because I tweaked my back. It's one of those sucky things. This sounds crazy, but I've had a happy whatever day. Happy wrap it up show. I've had a bad back since I was a kid. I was a passenger in a car accident. We got hit and we rolled over a bunch of times into a Burger King parking lot. How fun is that? We were on our way to that Burger King. Never got the burgers. And whatever. And it's kind of been effed ever since that. And also childhood scoliosis. So I think everything kind of added to itself. And then a couple years ago, I hurt my arm and whatever the heck. It's all sort of connected. But, when you get older, everything hurts. So every little tiny thing. On my 40th birthday, a couple years ago, my 40th birthday, I was setting up this studio for the podcast. And I bent over. Literally just bent over to pick something up off the ground. And on my 40th birthday, it was the... Oh! And I just thought of it. It's everything every adult ever said. Like, hey, you're good till you're 40, but everything starts falling apart after that. I'm like, shit. So true. So true. Anyway, good evening. Welcome back. I'm in sorry shape. I'll say sorry for our Canadian friend who isn't here. Oh, I don't know. I want to ice it. I want to heat it. I want to go to a chiropractor. I want to be beat up by one of those little Asian guys with the sticks. When you go to Korea, is it Korean? The Korean spa?
Korean spa, yeah.
It's a whole different type of massage.
Oh, yeah.
My first time, I didn't know. I was expecting some kind of therapeutic thing or, relaxation. Tranquility. No, they start you with the tea and the robe and all that, but after that, they just start kicking the shit out of you. Sorry. We hit a nerve. Nicole gets to see this all the time. We don't generally talk about my health stuff because she's got way too much. I mean, how messed up are we if I have problems too? How are you doing, though? I feel like there's good news to share on that, even though it's not groundbreaking.
I slept way better.
Okay.
The spasticity medication that my neurologist put me on is really good. I took another one this afternoon. I had to chill my legs out.
Your speech is slower on the show now than it's been today and the last few days. So if anybody's hearing that we're talking about good news and like, well, she doesn't sound that much better. You were actually, I thought, sounding better until right now. And even now, it's not bad. I just mean I know what it sounded like a few minutes ago.
There's differences in speed between medications, and I'm trying to even them out.
Well, you're just starting, right?
And pot.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Between the two, there's a difference in speed, so my head is very confused.
No, I think I understand. You're saying something very simple, but I couldn't wrap my head around it. Different pot gives different results. You might have been having different pot earlier where you were speaking different, and right now it might be slowing it down.
The one I'm on now is more indica hybrid heavy, so I think that's part of it.
Hybrid indica heavy.
Yes. I said that backward, but yes.
I'm just clarifying. I'm not digging Don Giller if you're here. I wonder if you are here. Should put the comments up. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Irene, I'm sorry. Irene Hoffman, present. Oh, it's going to be another whack job, Irene. Canadian Mike might check in if he's got cell reception. I just tweaked. Well, I don't need to tell you like you just got here. I'm just realizing that you're here. Go new meds. Yeah, and these are kind of just the pill ones sort of like for the side effects. I love Pee-wee's Playhouse. I never missed a Pee-wee show. We're going to talk about that. And Pee-wee wants his Playhouse back. Leaving Sunday a.m., but you must come see me another time. I know. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Canadian sorry. Every intention of being down there with you now, really a week ago, to be honest with you. And shit happens. Life. Pretty much, people don't understand why we can't make plans with them. Like to the point where it's, I think, dented friendships in the past.
I've experienced that recently too.
And I think that it's because people don't understand that we literally can't make plans. Period. We have to live within the 15-minute window of whatever. Decisions get made on that basis.
No one in my life gets the go with the flow mentality that I've had to adopt in your life. And it's very messing with my head.
specifically right now because we've got a road trip, and I'm assuming your family probably wants to know details, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course. Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem with it. It's the double-edged sword. We wanted to tell them, hey, listen, we're going to be coming, just don't know when, so that it's not a surprise, but also can't tell you when, which is a surprise.
Yes.
Yeah. It's weird how we think we're being helpful, but we're probably just being torturous to that older generation.
Just lighting fires everywhere.
Sorry, my back hurts. This shirt I wear from time to time, but anytime I post a picture or wear it, I get so many questions as to where I got it. So I'm going to tell you. That's why I wore it on the show tonight. It's Mr. Rogers saying good vibes, obviously, which couldn't be more on brand with me. The rainbow fits the studio. Everything about this is good. It was a gift. I don't know where it came from. I got it from our friend Mitch, Dr. Mitch, who's a chiropractor. Holy crap. He and Randy, his wife, are both chiropractors. I don't know what you call that if you're not practicing anymore. They're technically educators now because they teach biology in school.
Yeah.
At college level. Anyway.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I blame myself. So every time
No.
you hear any ouchie, I
Connected,
hurt.
not your fault. Connected, not your fault. It happened, okay. People probably don't know this unless you know us personally. Nicole looks incredible. She physically is the package, right? Her parts don't work. So she can't walk out here and get in that chair. She crawls herself sort of out to the edge of her room. Then I pick her up and then I put her in the chair, which may sound weird, but it's the most practical way we've found to do it. If you've got a better way, please let us know. Send it in with stick figures or drawings or maybe a voice memo describing what you think would be better, and we'll try it. Shy of putting her in a wheelchair and then just parking that over here and changing the chair, which nobody really wants to do. That may happen to happen at some point, but like not right now. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like it's not your fault that my back got tweaked while I was picking you up.
I know that, but for everyone's sake, like whenever I hear anyone in pain, I feel it. So I am more sensitive to something sometimes.
I know. I'm sorry. I wish I were in better shape here. Don't mind me. Podcast listeners have no idea what this shit is going on. Podcast listeners, go to video on this one. There is so much physical activity happening. Oh, I'm poking myself in the back with a cane. That may sound like a strange thing and even impossible to do, but if you could see it, you would know. Oh, all right. So you may be asking yourself 15 minutes in, what are we talking about tonight? Nothing, everything. It's really just updates. We're just hanging with you guys. I see there's people on Instagram here. We're going to get to those tonight because we actually have you here on the desk. Kevin Patrick is here. I do need glasses, except I don't think these ones are going to help me. No, not really. I'm so old. I need an iPad and really far away. Gunner mentioned, aloha, guys. Aloha to you, Gunner. So, reminding me that so many people have been checking in with me lately about you and medications and all the other stuff, and he's one of them. So, I'll just ask. The stuff you've been taking for the symptoms has been helping, which is great. Most people, including like other people with MS who send me messages asking, because they're curious for their own sake, Boosted Babe, I think of her, and a couple other people, are curious about the infusion. I've been saying, this is every 4 weeks, technically indefinitely. So if you're expecting overnight results after the first one, we weren't expecting that and we're not experiencing that. But do you feel different in any way? Is there anything to report collectively?
The infusion made my brain feel smoother. Everything else has been a roller coaster while I figured this out.
Because things are... Why?
The pill medication my neurologist prescribed me has changed my body and the timing of when I need to lay down to sleep. Because I get really hot and nauseous, and it's better to do that when I sleep.
From the medicine. The medicine makes you hot and nauseous.
Yes,
So
those
it's easier
pills.
to take one before bed and go to sleep.
Correct, so I don't feel it as much.
Sorry about your back, but I do love Nicole's Dew. Sleep is good. Nicole's Dew is spectacular. I'm going to thank again Andrea Skeleton from the Harlot Salon in Hollywood on Melrose. The Harlot Salon on Instagram. Available for bookings. She did a great job. She does a great job every time. This is the third or fourth time she's done it? At least third.
Second.
She did it once on the show, and this is at least the second time she's come off the show. So it's at least 3.
Then third.
Great job. I feel like it. This maybe is this shorter than last time or about the same?
Yes.
It is shorter.
Shorter.
So each time has gotten shorter and shorter.
Correct.
Which is harder to maintain, but it's better for you.
Yes.
At some point, will this just be a buzz situation?
Yeah.
Cool. Then
I love her though. She's awesome.
well, she still may be the one to do it. It's funny though. Each time there's less and less hair to sweep up and to vacuum up. We did it in the right here in the main area this time. Not in the
Yeah, I
bathroom.
used to have longer hair. Like, I get it. But yeah, it's so short now. I love it.
Shit happens. I live it. God damn it, me too. Need a cherry picker. Oh, to get you in the.
Yep.
Oh, Gunner. There is a Hawaiian massage implement to rub your own back called a Lomi stick. Yes, totally. And that's what I was. Gunner, I don't know if you're listening or watching right now. You're probably driving home, so you can't see this. But that's totally what I was using this cane for. I was poking in the back there like a Lomi stick. I love you, Gunner. I love you so much. Somebody posted something about Gary Shandling today. What was it? Was it one of the comedy clubs? Somebody?
I didn't.
Like one of the main things for some reason had something with.
I don't know.
Every time I think of Gary, I think of Gunner. The mutual friend.
It's so nice.
Should have gotten the Rachel. The Rachel is too long, man. Or girl or lady. Progmot.
Too long.
Progmot. You probably said that earlier and after I've already said about the shortness, but shorter is getting better and better.
Yes.
This is pretty short, but in a weird way, I feel like it's the best one yet. Like
Agreed.
most fitting one yet.
Agreed.
And
It's not
ironically,
as much of a do.
That's what
It's
I've
more-
always. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just more of a statement.
Look at this. Look at this guy. Wow, with great reception in New York City. Holy cow, great picture, buddy. He's checking in live from the bitter end. Where it's still daylight in New York City.
Can you see Will and Paul playing there? Could you see that?
Oh, no, it looked like just a guy waiting for tickets. But still, very impressive.
Right on.
Can you
man. It's good
can
to
you
see
hear us
guys.
at all?
I can hear you slightly.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Well, gosh, thanks for checking in, man. How are things in New York?
Oh man, I've had such a good time already so far. Hung out with Steve Weiner, original OG Letterman writer today. He took me down to. They took me to a place called the Mansion, and we ran into Glenn Borders, who was the supervisor of special effects and pyro for the Late Show forever.
Mm-hmm.
He was just happened to be there.
Wow,
And,
weird.
Yeah, and it was neat because he's now a playwright, and Steve's wife Lori is very deep into Broadway stuff, and so they knew a bunch of people, and they've never met each other because from different generations of the show, and we just happened to all meet each other there. It was pretty rad.
Cool, man. Awesome. Well, enjoy. Have a great time. Thanks for checking in. I mean, are you going? Have you already been in, or you're going in now?
No, so they added an early show, and that's what is just finishing up now, and then afterwards I'm going in for the
Okay.
9 o'clock show.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay, so you're there early for your show.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. I should have known better. He's there to get all the autographs.
Well,
You're
it was
quite the
funny.
magnet these days, though. So I feel like they'll find you.
Well, it was funny because Will and I were going back and forth last night, and he said it's imperative. Like he gave me his cell phone number, and he goes, "It's imperative that we meet. I'm going to give you something that is incredibly rare." And I'm
Cool.
like, All right, that sounds good to me. And Paul was like, yeah, can't wait to see you tomorrow night. So I came early just in case, right?
Great, buddy.
That's awesome.
Well, all I know is you're going to have a great time.
Already am, and I miss you guys. I wish I could have been here with you guys, but I'm looking forward to catching up with you all and telling you about more stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. well, we haven't checked in with the auction yet. We're going to check in with the auction in a few minutes. But beyond that, we're trying to figure out the logistics of this. But we think it's an announcement, folks. An announcement. You heard it here first. Hot off the presses. I think we are going to live stream the auction. Now, we can't do 3 days from 9 to 5. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I think what I'm going to try to do is find the hours for the Cheers set, the Tonight Show set, the late night set, the biggies, right? And find those hours and jump on and live stream those hours. So if you happen to be around when your organ stand's going up, feel free to jump on with us here in the studio. I'll leave the room open if you want to. But we were talking about it today, and I think I'm going to do that.
That sounds fantastic. I love it, and I will be a part of it if I humanly possibly can.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a great time. You know we're here for the next half an hour or so. So if anything comes up with you want to share, just jump in and we'll Hal will cut to you.
Absolutely. Love you guys so much. Have a great show, and hopefully we see each other a little more tonight.
All right. Sounds good. Enjoy, buddy.
Love.
I love New York. Oh, man. That's awesome. He is a funny guy. I could hear it in the background. So. What the shit were we talking about before that, though? Because I don't remember.
I don't know.
I think it was about you and health and stuff. But maybe we wrapped that up.
I
put a nice little bow on it.
thought we put a bow on it.
Okay, shit. Oh, yeah, your haircut. We were talking about your haircut.
That is short, yeah.
Yeah, short's good. That's pretty dark, but short's good. Why is that so dark? Make that lighter. That's too light. Too much. Who cares about this stuff? Nobody, only me. Working in television, in real television at an early age, trained me to look for and tweak all of these things that the old timers knew how to do and make and whatever that nobody gives a flying frig about anymore, quality wise, right?
Yeah.
But I still have it in me, so I can't go through the motions without checking all the boxes and doing all the different stages.
I get that.
Yeah, but it's way too much for everybody else. Like, who wants to sit and watch that? It's 5 years of this shit. Learn how to do it already. You're here. You know we're always expanding, so I can't sit stagnant.
Correct. Nor should you, but
once I get it down and there aren't too many slip-ups, it's like, oh, time to add something. Irene Hoffman, Mike, yeah. Right on. Oh, these were probably for him. Miss New York City. I eat pizza every day. Yeah, me too, man. I'd love to know what your favorite place is in New York City because everybody swears by theirs. The late night crew jacket is awesome. Just wish my size. What size is the late night crew jacket? I guess I could look it up myself. I don't know. I never looked. I don't know why I didn't look. I'm not in the market for it. Kathleen Anchors didn't design the jacket. Can't explain why I'm drawn to this shit, but the wardrobe was never part of it. That's like he's the commissar, James Commissar, the collector of the collection, the auction guy, is keeping the Velcro suit. He's keeping the Carson hat, Karnak hat, and the Letterman Velcro suit. Those are smalls in his mind. Like, they don't take up much room.
Right. But that Velcro suit is amazing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there were more than one.
He jumps under the wall with, right?
Yeah, and it's probably the first one, which is probably why it's collectible. But I have to assume there were a few over the years.
Probably.
I mean, they did it numerous times at anniversary shit. They did it at Radio City Music Hall.
Probably. I'm just the audience that thought it was fun.
Yeah, I agree. Size large, okay. What size are you, Marvel fan? I'm sorry. I wouldn't say skinny anymore, but I'm a slender guy. and I wear an XL, so there was no judgment on that question. And I wouldn't have thought I wore an XL. It's just that David Letterman gave me a late show jacket, and he sized me up. And he looked at me and he goes, "We're about the same size, and I wear an XL, so this ought to work for you." And he gave it to me and had me put it on. So I think a large probably would be too small, but the truth is it probably would be like the right size, right? You know how we kind of wore things big in the 90s?
Yes.
Like everything was baggy?
It might be more fitted.
Yeah, if you look at like shit from the 50s or whatever, or even suits, like properly fitted suits are tight. They're not all fucking
Right.
baggy.
Right.
Like Mad Men and whatever. So it may just be how we're wearing them now.
Nice clothing used to get tailored after it was purchased, and
Right.
that
There's
has
steps
gone
to it.
out the window.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, why is that?
It's expensive to do that, and you can buy cheaper things that are more fitted now, I think.
That come fitted, right? Because things
Yeah.
didn't used to come fitted. Everything just kind of came square.
Right.
That's true. I was very lucky when I used to work on TV shows. Like Everybody Hates Chris, the wardrobe, whatever the person who does that part of things. It's not the person who's costuming the people downstairs. This is literally the person who does sizes and patterns and makes things and seamstress, whatever, that the whole room. And she would tailor everything. And that was when like buying clothes on the internet just began. Like 2005 is probably when Chris started. So I would get things, jeans. I would get. In fact, I wish you guys see me wear my pants shirt sometimes on this show, or
Yeah.
one of my old late show shirts. Those are fitted because they were tailored. Those, the pants shirt is the only late night show shirt that really actually fits me. The other ones are kind of that square tank,
Oh, my.
heavyweight sort of look that we always talk about. Jerseys, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But not my pants one. That one's cut down the sides because
It's really funny. I've noticed that, but didn't know why.
yeah, that one actually
How
fits.
funny.
Yeah. I wish I still knew her. Man, her name was Linda, and she was the best. Linda Berman, I think was her name, and she was the best. What a nice lady. But it was everything. Everything that would come in, she would like do it. And she was just so sweet. Sorry, memory lane. Not your problem. I mentioned my back hurts. Oh, it's affecting my brain. Oh, my arm, it all hurts. Hello, David Keynes. Hello to you. Miss you, David Keynes. We're overdue for Malibu. If we're still here on Sunday, come up to Malibu. Let's do that. Double XL. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, there's no judgment because you just heard my story. Oh, I talked to my fairy godmother yesterday. I talked to her about you again. Oh, you know what? You're hilarious, Irene, because I always forget that connection you have. I mean, I literally always forget it. And I still, to this day, don't think I even know who you mean. I just remember at one point, Mike told me you knew somebody high up in the pants world that she's friends with. I can't remember who it was, but whatever. That's who she's talking about.
Oh.
So I'll just say thank you. Thank you. Anytime we're being talked about in the pants world is great. Truth is, I've been talking to Walter a lot of late as well because of the auction stuff. So, yep, no, got it. We love you, Irene. You're such a great supporter of ours in so many ways. I mean, you're here all the time and you sponsor us. It's really, really great. We love you and Rupert so very, very much. It's like you say it to us all the time in messages and everything. Just know that it's reciprocated.
Mutual.
Yeah, it's reciprocated. It's not like just TV one-sided. Hey, how's it going? Think of it more like Romper Room. Like, I see Irene and I see Rupert and I... This is a visual medium. I don't even know why it's on the podcast platforms. Really, when you think about it, there's almost nothing in here. Oh, except that I never shut the fuck up. That's for the podcasters. Like I learned that broadcasting just fill the air thing, and then I never look back. Everyone was like, "We know, yeah. Self-realization is good." Adam Ferrara is touring all over the place. He is out of town this week on the East Coast, I believe, in Massachusetts. Maybe look him up. AdamFerrara.com. He's coming back here, though, to the West Coast next weekend, San Jose, I believe. But again, AdamFerrara.com for tickets. Dual shift. Excuse me. Dual Shift is your source for GVBC merch. I will remind you that a couple bucks from each GVBC type purchase, whether it's a shirt or a sticker pack or a GVBC hat, purchase from Dual Shift. Go get yourself a little pin there, because there it is. A couple bucks from each purchase goes to the Autoimmunity Foundation. So over time it adds up, and we appreciate it. Plus, good vibes are good vibes. And we like to support our friend David, whose company is Dual Shift. Dual Shift is his company. Did I say that right? Yeah. Broadcast DJ coming your way. Coming up next on the Don Giller Fun Time Happy Hour. Let's see if he's here. That ought to get him out of his... I'm assuming he's probably going down to the bitter end to hang out with... love you too, Irene. To hang out with Paul and the band. Oh, we should. You want to play How's the Weather? It's way more fun to me to play How's the Weather when Mike's not here. No offense. No offense to Mike. Now that he's occupied in New York, we know where he is. It's a lot more fun to me. We got to figure out a way for him to play some dialing music or something and get a little more involved in that way, because otherwise he wants to host a lot, you know? And we have one host here. We could change the format and have it be a co-hosty type of show, but that's really more your kind of how we know. Look at my hat, everybody. Podcast listeners, look at my hat. I'm miming my hat. Look at this. Your only source for officially licensed Late Show with David Letterman merchandise is indeed the Hello Deli. Hello Deli, you remember from Rupert. Remember Rupert? Hi, Dave. Rupert was the guy who owned the Hello Deli, and they put the hat on. Like, shit, I'm going to do it right now. Look at this. Here I go. Yeah, oh, my God, when I had those stupid glasses from the stupid fucking... Remember the glasses with the cameras?
I do.
We could have totally done this.
I totally remember this.
Anyway, remember he would send him in and he'd go talk to people and cause trouble. Your only source for Late Show merchandise is the Hello Deli. Jump online, go to hello-deli.com, buy yourself some stuff, some swag, limited edition. Not going to be around much longer. Say hello to Rupert. Say hi for Nicole as well.
Because I cannot.
Sometimes. You're getting better. That joke's getting old. Because you're getting better. Byron Bowers, Spiritual N-Word on Hulu. And he is playing all around LA and everywhere. Not wrapping it up, just dropping the, getting the business out of the way. Feel like there's more. Let's just jump to the road trip real quick before the auction, and then we'll get to the auction. I'll get the computer over here and stuff. Road trip news. Okay, so we settled on a cat, and we found out why people weren't getting back to us about sponsorships. As usually in life, this is a very good lesson. It has almost always has nothing to do with you. No matter what we make up in our heads, I'm like, oh, what do we do? Why would they not want to? You know, it was so easy last time, that kind of thing. The person at MagnaFlow who everyone was trying to hook us up with had a heart attack and is alive, but has been recovering from a heart attack. Not in the office to receive these requests. And he got back to Sean Lee because he was like texting him personally, like on his cell phone at home, and got the scoop. So thank you so much to so-and-so at MagnaFlow for, even whatever, just period. Thank you. The good news is, while discussing, sorry about the wait kind of news from FabSpeed, they said, hey, I am approved. Sponsorships are tight. We're working on that, but I can approve 30% discount. So we decided collectively, Marco really, but then we said, yes, sir, whatever you say, to go with the FabSpeed. So we ordered a FabSpeed Cat X-Pipe thing, and hopefully it'll be here anytime now, and then they'll put it on, and then we'll be on the road. So cool. The long and short of it is, we're still figuring out the logistics, but this will be the last show before we are on the road. Next week at some point, but
cool.
Right? Tired of waiting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired of not having answers, and I think this will help.
Yeah. Also with the road trip, I don't want to get too soon to say anything, but somebody might be coming on board with us for the road trip as well, which might make the whole thing a little bit more fun and carefree for us from a sponsorship standpoint. And stay tuned. Good grief. Stay tuned for that. More to come. I also like when Mike's not here because I can talk about him. More to come is something I used to say all the time because it was a Johnny thing, but now he says it all the time on everything.
Weird.
Like, and there's always more to come. I mean, technically, of course, anybody can say that, but like nobody used to say it, and then I was saying it.
Yeah, it was something you said a lot for a while.
And then I felt like I had to stop using it.
Man.
This would be a fun one for Mike to come back to. Sorry, buddy. Because you know he'll watch it. You know he'll come back and watch it. We love you. We love you, Canada. Kelowna, you're on the air. Gunner Mensch, I love my Fab Speed exhaust on Miss Piggy. Oh, that's what you have on the 944 Turbo? Interesting. They make great products. They do make great products. And I think, quite frankly, that's what's on the... By the way, we still have Gen's Cayman. If we were staying here, if we weren't leaving soon, I would switch it out for the beige 911, which is available now. It's hilarious. Exercising his cars while he's out of town. But meanwhile, this Cayman is great, and it's got that Fab Speed exhaust on it. And, I mean, the whole thing, I think, because it smells like a race car. It's registered in Montana, so it can. I have grown used to it. At first, it was like really snarly and barky to me, but I have grown used to it. And I think ours will be somewhere between where Yellow Car was with a little touch of this because we are changing some stuff. It's not a stock part.
Right.
Which should be pretty cool, I think. I don't think it'd be super loud or anything.
I'm stoked.
You are?
Yeah.
Just to have it back.
All of it.
Thanks for being so supportive. And thank you for your support.
I mean...
Bartles and James. No? Oh.
The liquor.
Yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, it was a wine cooler, right? It was like a malt.
Oh, yeah.
No, maybe those were real wine. Zima was malt liquor, right? Or malt something.
I think.
Malt
yeah.
beverage. Which just means what? Fermented something? Clear beer?
I think so.
Zima was the first thing I drank, and I still to this day, I never overdrank on it, I guess, or something. I don't know. Like Southern Comfort or Jägermeister, people have too much and then they swear it off. I don't drink anymore. I would still love to have a Zima right now to know what it tastes like. I remember that they were shit. I know it was sweet water shit. I know, right? But I'm just curious. Was it a little tart? I remember it being a little bit tart.
I don't remember it at all.
You don't?
No.
Oh, man. Also, Black House. Does anybody remember Black House?
Nope.
Haus? It was a blackberry liqueur that Kaz used to keep in the freezer and we would do shots of at parties.
Ew.
Oh, it was delicious. Ugh. I mean, awful.
Shots of
delicious.
that sounds horribly sweet.
So sweet. But
Like
because
syrupy.
Yes, except it was in the freezer, so you don't taste that. It's just rotting your teeth and gut.
Great.
You know when it's frozen, it's all kind of thick.
And it just, yeah.
And you don't have the taste, it's just cold.
Gross.
Yeah, totally gross. Don't drink, kids. Actually, that's not true. Do whatever you want. Shots are stupid, though. Hi, Larry, long-time listener, first-time caller. Hi, Progmot. Are we going cat delete? No, Dom. No, I won't do that. I'm not interested in that. We don't want the attention. And we don't, it's like we drive that. We love that car so much. No, just no, not cat delete. Should we cat delete? No, should we? I don't know. I mean, if we were just going to cat delete, couldn't we have saved ourselves all of this time and just gutted the ones we had? Don't people do that? Right? We could have just hollowed out the ones that were there, thrown them back on the car, and just vroom down the road motors, and it would have been loud as fuck, but whatever.
Sounds like that, is it? Ew.
I know, race car though, right? Straight pipe, yeah. It wouldn't be that bad because the side mufflers are still there. It really is more of the environmental one, but it does suck up a lot of sound.
I would hate it.
You would hate it. Oh, good news. Good news. Can't do it because the wife.
The wife won't like it. There's benefits.
All right. So, and there's an East Coast feed. Here, roll it, Hal.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan and Canada Mike. East Coast feed coming to you from the sauna. It's up and running. It's the new one. And actually, it's a good spot after work. Shut your brain off. I did a little meditation in here. Maybe read a comic to just shut everything down and shut the day off. So it's kind of nice. I just want to share a little East Coast feed in a different spot. Love you guys.
Well, I hope to God that was the day after his BMW. He needed
Oh
it.
man, he definitely did.
I thought about that a little more afterwards. Last Tuesday on the show, one of his techs had lifted up a BMW in the shop at Ridgefield BMW, but only from one side, and I guess the driver's door was open, so it did a little of this action. It doesn't seem like it would be a big deal if it only damages the door, but if it affects the hinges in any way, I think that's all considered frame damage,
all
which
the
means
frame.
that car is fucking totaled probably.
Yeah, the frame is everything.
So, but my point is, like, it looked like a brand new whatever the heck. They brought it in for, I'm making this up, but an oil change or whatever, right? Make it up. Tire rotation, something. And sorry, your car's totaled. Oh, what? Did a tech hit a tree on a test drive? No. Right here in the shop.
That's a weird one.
And then you go look at it and you go, it looks fine except kind of one thing. But that one thing probably is enough.
That sucks.
I remember I had back when I was leasing BMWs left and right when I was in the entertainment business, and that's what you did. Had my little junior agent car. I remember the first one I had, whatever it was a 2002 330 IS or CI, or I think it was called a CI back then, even though it wasn't a convertible. They were coupes. It was a silly designation, but whatever. 2002 two-door 330. When I traded it in 2005, that's the only lease I ever kept all the way through. When I traded it in 2005 for the ZHP, same version of the car, but the duded up one, the ZHP version, they couldn't resell my lease. They couldn't take it in to put on their front line because either I had hit a pothole or a speed bump too hard or something. Whatever the fuck it was, it had popped up a little divot in the strut tower. And that was enough where they were like, well, we can't resell this car. I swear to God.
Oh, my
I didn't get
gosh.
docked for it because I was like 15,000 under on the mileage and the car was in perfect condition and blah, 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 blah. But they couldn't put it on their front line. They were salivating to get this car. They gave me such a great deal on the new car because they were happy to have this low mileage fucking killer car on their front line, and it wouldn't pass inspection for the PDI program.
That's crazy.
CPO program, certified pre-owned. That would have been the move because it still passes visual. Oh, excuse me, sir. Never considered that. Still passes visual. Could we just throw like some cotton balls in there or something so it's not so loud for her? Like whatever batting is in the side mufflers, the side cans. Can't confirm how I know that. Awesome. Also, I just say Dom, I believe, is having. I love that car. I love that car, and I should have kept that car. That's one of the many BMWs I should have kept. But I met a girl, not this one, and not the last one before that. I met a girl, and she had a dog, and we were talking family and all that crazy shit, and it just looked like, oh, you're good. Oh, and I was very, very meticulous at that point. I mentioned being at the studio and having the lease and everything. I also had the Friday car wash program and the whole thing, like you're on the monthly deal and the guy comes to your desk and gets the keys and takes it. That whole thing. So I was Mr. like, you're not going to put your fucking poodle in my goddamn BMW. Are you crazy? So I leased a different, the FX had just come out, the FX 35, whatever remember when the first Infiniti, it was really cool and spaceshipy when it first came out. And so I leased one of those and got rid of the ZHP, but I should have kept that car. It was one of those, like, you're trying to square peg round hole into this other life that is not even for you, but you're like, no, it's right here. I can see it. I'll just do that. Yeah. I've had a few of those. I think if you live life following your heart, I think you run into a few of those. I don't even mean relationships. I just mean, like, you follow things and sometimes they don't work out. It is what it is.
That's true.
But you're getting those life experiences that some other people are afraid to get.
That's very true.
Listen to me justify my own choices. Oh, hey, iPhones. Anybody have an iPhone 11 or newer? We would love to use it for a bit if you've got one. For the show, we use iPhones for our cameras in here, and our system is constantly updated, just like all iOS things. And after a certain amount of time, you can't use the old devices, and they bogs down the system and stuff. So we're looking for 2. 11 Pro or newer. Or maybe any Pro model, I think. Any Pro model. Or 11 or newer. Or 11 Pro or newer. If you know what any of those words mean and can decipher this, and you've got a spare in the drawer, send it in, please. And then the cool thing is we put your name on it, and then you're the camera guy. So right now I'm talking to Hank on camera 2 for right now, but not for much longer. I'm talking to Will on camera 1. Hello, Will, who is also in New York City right now, by the way, with your...
My hair person.
Absolutely, your stylist there.
I love her.
That we just thanked Andrea, technically, I believe, right?
That's what she goes by.
I know I'm bad with that. I'm always, yeah. I should get better. Working on it. I saw a meme today that I reposted, and I guess I do that a lot, but like, this was sort of outside my comfort zone, but it felt very poignant today. And it said something about start to normalize, I'm willing to work on that, instead of saying, that's just how I am.
That's a great message.
There's a lot of people I know in my life who go, that's just how I am. You know, kind of the take it or leave it thing. I think I have an element of it. We probably all do. But to lead with that is maybe a mistake.
Yes.
I'm willing to work on that is like enlightening. That's evolving. Willing to get better.
Yes, it shows growth.
Nope. I am how I am, and that's all that I am.
I used to hear that a lot when I was working in personal life. What you said makes sense.
What part?
Growing beyond that being the final answer.
It seems so normal to us because we live that way, and we have for a long time now. But I think back to a time when we didn't. And then I think back, oh yeah, everybody's that way. I mean, not everybody, but like the majority of people walking around are that way. And I forget that on a daily basis. We're all at different stages. You ever look at the whole world through your own filter, you forget that everybody's got their own. And that's another thing. Goes back to the same saying.
It does.
So road trip got that. Auction updates. Who's making the I'm with Pee Wee shirts? Pee Wee Herman got involved in this auction because he is suing. Here, let me bring the computer over. I don't want to be the one to say this. I'd rather just show you the headline. Well, because again, I'm saying that I'm still for this auction. It's the Letterman stuff, the Late Show stuff and the late night stuff rather, that I take issue with. And I've stated my reasons many times. I don't want to get into them again. Unless you want me to. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let me bring this in. What would it be? Oh, man, this is all over the place now. Is it this? It's this. There we go. Okay, we're in business. All right, I'll just put it here. Yeah, podcast listeners. Pee Wee Herman star Paul Rubens sues memorabilia auctioneers. Ha ha! That's my stuff! Should have been in quotes, I think, if you're going to do the ha-hey. Because I did ha-hey a few times when I was reading it to myself before I realized they were trying to do ha-ha! A play on that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the who and what of it all because it's not my place. But the stuff that is public record here, posted everywhere, is that, Pee Wee's claiming that he loaned this stuff to, and this is Pee Wee's Playhouse. I mean, these are the actual things, the actual prop, the window and the chair and all that shit. The Pee Wee is claiming that he loaned this stuff to someone, James Commissar, with the intention of, again, this is all in the article, which is posted everywhere. I just chose the TMZ one to show you. Claiming that he loaned these pieces to James Commissar with the intention of them going to a museum. And his feeling is if they're not going to a museum, then you give them back to me. And what's happening now is, of course, this auction, which I keep saying I'm in support of because these things have been locked away for so long and now they'll be out and seen again. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee here, has an interesting point, but that I don't want to editorialize on. It is an interesting point. Were the intentions clear? I don't know. There's quotes from James Commissar in here as well, who says, that he has a different understanding of things. So obviously this is for them to figure out. But it is extremely interesting seeing something like this when I'm talking about what I'm talking about with the late night stuff.
It's similar.
I don't know. I hate when things get muddy, and I hate when I'm like my grandmother. I just want everyone to get along, and I want everything to work out, and I want everyone to be happy. 675 on the doors. It's solid. I mean, I want them too. I want them very much so. I wonder who the hell else is bidding on them. It's very, very interesting. I wonder what do you guys think when it comes to the auction stuff? I'm willing to work on that brilliant show's growth, just as Nicole says. Yes, Irene, I love it. Irene, what do you think of this old late night stuff? Like someone like Mike bidding on it makes sense because like he's going to get this, and like we did here with the late show stuff, he's going to put this back into service. He's going to start doing his little show from it, and to me, I think that's very cool. Why not? Why not? There's a purpose for it.
That's a great word. To just have it feels wrong, but to use it feels right.
Well, wasn't that ultimately what we decided when it came to this stuff?
Yes.
In fact, does anyone remember the original story here? Because I'll just refresh everyone's memory. When this stuff stumbled into our lap, which it did, we didn't intend to keep it. We intended to use it to we were going to do a thing in New York with David Letterman. Remember, the intention was to do. I'm going deep cut here, folks, from like 7 years ago, right when the Late Show went off the air, and it was like my 20th high school graduation or something like that. Whatever it was, all the anniversaries lined up, and we were going to do this event where we invited David Letterman to come to whatever the heck it was. I think we were going to do it at my high school, right? Isn't that what we thought?
I think so, yeah.
And so the whole point was we were trying to tell David Letterman the microphone story. We hadn't told anybody yet, right? So we figured go big or go home. And somehow we found out that this stuff was available. So we reached out to the museum to say, hey, we're planning on doing this thing. Can we rent it? Can we get a hold of it somehow? Whatever. One thing led to another. That shit never ended up happening, right? But cut to a year later, the museum reached out to us and was like, hey, do you still want this stuff? Because we need to get rid of it. Nicole and I, back to why I'm talking about this, Nicole and I decided, well, we can get it and we'll use it for our story and the documentary we thought we were making at the time and whatever the heck. And then where does it go? We need to find a home for it. I reached out to James Commissar at that time, coldly, blindly, Facebook or something like that, because I figured he's going to have a museum one day. He's got the Tonight Show set, the other Letterman set. I thought, we'll just give it to him. It's going to be, you know what I mean? That he'll be a preserver of all this stuff. Yes. And he already had the other stuff. And I thought to myself, if we're going to give this stuff to him, he'll probably loan us the skyline for the whole. Remember, we were going to do the whole for this event thing. It's hilarious to me that he either never remembered that or didn't put the pieces together, or I think what happened was he didn't give me the time of day. He either wasn't responding or he was being cagey or something. And whatever, we just didn't end up going that route. And then we ended up starting the show, and the rest is history. But having a purpose for it.
Right.
Sorry, 5 minutes of... let me switch to the water. Stop drinking the coffee. Okay, so the desk and skyline. $80,000, still reserved, not met. It makes me happy and nervous at the same time.
Me too.
Live auction in 14 hours and 50 minutes.
Where is it going live publicly?
Say that again.
Where's it going live publicly?
Oh, live publicly? Oh, well, I mean, I think you could watch it here online, or
Okay.
you can be there in Dallas where they're doing it.
Just wanted to know where I could watch it. Great.
If you were here earlier, you can watch it on YouTube. You could watch this show if you want, and I'll have it up live, and we'll be talking about it.
I'm deaf. I just was curious if I wanted to check in later.
HA.com.
Thanks.
HA.com. Oh, also, yeah, here, look. And then since we're .comming, please donate now to the Autoimmunity Foundation. Oh, .orging. Excuse me, we're .orging. Nicole and I have been talking behind the scenes in depth the last couple days, but over time for a while now. And we've called you all here together because your parents are splitting up. No, we have been coming up with some grander ideas for the Autoimmunity Foundation and what it will be in the future. And it's still blurry. It's not fully focused, but it's going to be bigger. Like when we push the button, our first year goals are like $1 million because we have like purposes for that $1 million, that kind of thing. Like the people we want to help and places we want to put that money and things like that. So stay tuned. And I know it's a weird time with money for everybody right now, but by all means, if you can, please support the Autoimmunity Foundation. It's right there on your screen, www.autoimmunityfoundation.org for the listeners. And more to come on that. More to come. Hashtag more to come. 80 grand. At the end of the day, it's still too much is the problem. Because it shouldn't have a value. I'm not saying that this stuff isn't worth that.
I know what you mean.
I'm saying it's technically probably worth more than that. I'm saying it should all be a full... Okay, he's keeping some of the buildings. He's not including all the buildings that he has in this. He's keeping some for himself, which is weird to me. I'm sorry, it's weird to me. It's very transparent, and if this gets weird, I'll tell everybody about it. I mean, it's weird. I'm really, really hoping that they just didn't make the picture. In time, we'll find out how this all works out, but it's weird. It's weird. But maybe he's doing that on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what someone's motivations are.
Yeah.
I still believe that he ends up giving this shit to us for some reason. A tax write-off or whatever the heck, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't sell here. Publicity, maybe good PR after all this other crap, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it still ends up back home with Worldwide Pants and us.
Rightful placement.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I hate to say that.
Sounds like it to me.
And she said it, so there you go.
Hey, man. I'm used to taking heat. That was my job as a publicist.
Oh, yeah, that's true, wasn't it? You would take the bullet so the client could fucking ride another day.
I was on the front lines to keep whatever they were doing ongoing.
Right. Just keep the perpetual motion machine in process.
Yes.
Whoa. Everybody, hold on to the... Holy moly. Oh, also, look at that. I just realized the watch is gone. This little circle here, I know, here's me, because I know how every bit of these were all made. This here should have a little watch in it, a little clock. Must have fallen out over the years or something. And then I don't know why these, I've just noticed like he spent all the money to have these LED rewired, but none of the exterior lights are on. All these little, if you can see the cursor here, it's really small, but boom, 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 boom. There's all these little exterior lights on some of these that should be lit up and like blinking. On top of this red one was the one that there were three here. Oh gosh darn it! What? It's. I need to bring my mouse over. And if I had in the future, I'll bring a mouse, and this will all be easier. Here we go. This red building has 3 on the top, or should. Looks like maybe it's only got 1 left. This is the one that would always blink. The center one would stay on, and then the left and the right would alternate back and forth. And it was kind of over Dave's shoulder, so we all saw it a lot. Not that you remembered it. It was there in the frame all the time, blinking back and forth, back and forth,
Got
back and
it.
forth.
It's a setting. It feels like you'd miss it visually if it wasn't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this, in the description, it describes all this as a elevated train thing. It's not. It's the West Side Highway. There used to be a motorized, I don't know, some kind of mechanism in there with a conveyor belt that would, or like a little chain drive that would bring the cars back and forth. You could push a button at the desk. Like there's still this switch here. You can't see it, but there's still this switch here that controlled the the actual elevated train in the CBS window. So there was the same kind of apparatus for all of this stuff at the NBC show, and you could flip a switch and the cars would drive back and forth.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, there's a lot here, but it's not complete. And the weird thing is, and this is where it gets weird, if you were to turn these around, they should be all labeled in the back with numbers on them. Again, because they fit together as a puzzle, sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. They fit together as a forced perspective piece of art. They're just all thrown. I'll be very honest with you. I think they're set up how they are to make it look like there's more than there is,
Interesting.
to accommodate the missings, because nothing is, right. I know I say that every time, but it bothers me. I love seeing all these pieces, but the kid in me is like, but you're not using it right. Can't we just snap it together once, just to kind of get it so we can really assess the whole thing?
As a really far away viewer, I agree. The whole thing is different.
So interesting. Let's check on the other stuff. All right, so $310 for the organ stand. That's where we are on that. We're at $675, or excuse me, $843 with the doors with the buyer's premium. The sign is currently $2,400. Now I know one person at least who is bidding on the sign, and if they want to win it, they will. I assure you. I mean, I fucking assure you. Same thing with the Cheers bar. Different people. And the set is $80,000 reserve, not met. Not set, but the desk and the window. Some of the window. It's weird how many pieces are missing. Like this could have been the pinnacle piece of the collection if we assembled it together more. Yeah, you get
Agreed.
it. I'm telling you, maybe he's doing it to help us out. I don't know it. I don't imagine that being his motivations ever. But there's a lot of weird devalue stuff to this, which doesn't need to be. Like they could have really helped themselves here.
Agreed. It could be really showy, and it's just a thing.
I know I'm not saying it right, but thanks for trying to dig me out of the hole. I really appreciate it. You clearly know what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying what I see.
I appreciate it. Uber Yo-Yo, thank you. Thanks for buying a badge, man. Dan man. Okay, so what did I say? Let's go to, let's check on the Carson stuff, shall we? Oh, and the jacket. Somebody was talking about the jacket. See, now $550 is a lot of money for this jacket when you can find them on eBay for less. That's weird. Is there anything significant about this one? Why was this one? It doesn't say where it came from or anything like that. So it's just a Late Show jacket. These are already cheaper on eBay. I don't know why someone's buying this one. $718 with the buyer premium.
No.
What? Are you crazy? I mean, have at it. Good luck, but that doesn't seem right to me. That's crazy. All right, Tonight Show. We'll check on the Jay Leno desk as well. All right, the Doc Severinsen podium, $800, $1,000 with the premium. That'll sell. These chairs, man, I like the chairs. The chairs, the 4 is $330, which becomes how much? That translates to $412. But man, somebody buy us those chairs. We need those for the studio. That would be so cool. They won't fit here. We can't fit another goddamn thing in the studio. Jay Leno's desk, $10,000. I hate to say that I don't think that'll sell. You'd have to lower that down to like $1,500 for somebody. It's not recognizable as Jay Leno's desk.
No, it's not.
I remember saying this the other day for anybody who doesn't know or didn't listen to me blather about it the other day. This was Queer Eye for the Straight Guy took over the Leno set. Like they redid it whenever that show was popular, and they sort of did like a modern interpretation of Johnny Carson's desk and chairs. So that's why it looks so similar to the Carson desk, just more modern. But like it was not used very long. Jay Leno used to change that set all the time. Or Debbie Vickers, whoever used to do it. Okay, here we go. Still $100,000, but it does have a current. Oh no! Wait, no, it doesn't. How am I reading that? Current bid is $100,000. Next bid is 105. So yes, it does have one bid of $100,000. That's good. I'm sorry, I had a moment there where I was like, wait, maybe there's no bid. I don't understand. But again, this is incomplete too. But maybe it's only incomplete in the photos because there are pieces that are missing from the Tonight Show set that I know Commissar has. Like we talked about the door over here and the pillars and the other table. And like maybe they're included. They just didn't make the photos. You know what I mean? So then it makes me think, oh, maybe the buildings are included in the late night thing. They just didn't make the photos.
Maybe. That would be odd, but maybe.
Thank you. I agree. That would be odd.
This is where my old life bleeds into my current one. Like, I look at everything as if it's for someone I worked for, someone famous, and I couldn't have anything detracting from what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to have that mental picture in my head for everything all the time to make sure it was taken care of.
Carissa, well, thanks for the badge and for our little car. All right, let's see. Cheers bar. Whoops. $210,000 currently. That's $262,000, over $250,000 with the buyer's premium for the Cheers bar.
Wow.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
And we're a day away on that. So interesting.
I loved that show.
Oh, this is interesting. So does this tell us how far away things are? The Cheers bar is 1 day away. And the other thing was 14 hours. So maybe, all right, let's see what the Tonight Show was. Because I might have, I might not have to do much research. All the timing may be here for when things will go up. At least for their intended. Yeah, 14 hours and 35 minutes on this one. So maybe the Tonight Show and late night lots are paired or, all together. Which kind of makes sense.
Great.
That is one thing, man. When you are bidding on more than one thing in an auction and they're spread out with a lot of time in between, it sucks. We did that with the Back to the Future auction when we were getting parts back from just like this, when we were, God damn it, maybe this is why it irritates the shit out of me. Because when we were tasked with restoring the Back to the Future time machine, Bob Gale put out a call out to all of the fans of like any parts that have gone missing over the years, whatever, get those back. And some people were amazing, and some people worked at Universal and they just took shit over the years. Some people just kind of kept things safe, things that would have gotten stolen by people that wouldn't have brought them back. Kind of. I hate to make the parallel, but kind of like that, even though I didn't.
Similar, very similar.
Anyway, some people didn't and wouldn't give things back, and we ended up having to go to one of these type auctions. It was here in Beverly Hills, though, at the Paley Center. And, that little theater they have in the Paley Center, they did it there. And, shit, I was with you already. We were doing the restoration. You were part of this. And we had to buy parts back. We got a budget from Universal Studios, literally from Universal Studios, of how much we could spend to buy these stupid little parts that you would never even know they were worthless to anybody else, but like, oh, it's the right little doohickey or the right little thing or whatever. We were buying them back in this auction. And it was so annoying to me. And one was early, and we had to wait like 30 lots for another one or whatever. But maybe that's why this all irritates me. If there's no use for it ever again, totally. But if there is, why wouldn't it come back home?
Agreed.
Maybe that's what it is. All right, there's a lot of comments I'm missing here. Let's go back here. All right. Hitting the comments. Museum for Playhouse. Do you think someone might be bidding on them for you? No, that would be amazing. Dom, my guy. Wow. I mean, gosh. No, it didn't occur to me. I don't like the idea of, these things getting a value, but when you think about it in that regard, if somebody has the money and they were doing it in that nice way goddamn, it's hard to be like, it's hard to say anything else but thank you. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, Dom. You're right, man, because we all have a lot of friends that could do that sort of thing. And we've joked about that before, about like, oh, somebody could buy it and donate it to the foundation. I never really believed that would happen, but it could.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's all possible.
I just hate it then having a value. Then it's like, oh, then it's an asset for the foundation instead of equipment that we use.
Right.
It's expendable in a weird way. Pieces need to go to those who will cherish, respect it, share with others to see it. Yeah, I agree. Well, also, I mean, we have got some really grand ideas for things coming up. You know how we used to talk about our plans a lot and then we clammed up? When we clammed up is when shit started to happen. So everyone will hear some pretty good shit soon. Sorry for saying shit so much. Shit, yeah. Is there? Oh yeah, All in the Family. That's what we're missing. That's a big one. Those were the days, and you knew that you was love. Girls were golden, men were men. Sorry. Okay. I can't do two things at once. If you want me to sing the All in the Family theme song, I can't type it. Oh my God. Those were the days. They reminded me of my grandparents, and they probably reminded everybody of their grandparents. Reserve amount is $100,000. There are no bids for the All in the Family set.
Interesting.
It is a very large undertaking. You know what I mean? It's a. You have to have a warehouse to set up a house in.
Yeah. You can't just go in a spare room.
Oh, you can't do what we did here with it. Oh, we'll just take the furniture and kind of fake the rest of the shit. No.
That looks really big and involved.
Over Archie's, I've just zoomed in on this picture. All the way over his shoulder here, you can see the black telephone that we have in the other room, because we have it, not James Commissar.
Right.
And the weird thing is, they make a point of showing the fucking table, and they didn't. I mean, you know how hard it is to find a black phone? Not hard. Not hard.
And that's not what they showed.
It's just weird. Weird things like that. All the smalls have bids. When you look at the, the buffet from whatever the heck, the bunker from the group, the this, the that,
Right.
the whatever. Oh, so wait, the bunker house is one thing, but all the set dressing is another?
Ugh.
Wait a second. No, that can't be. Now, the kitchen dinette is not part of the house, so that's a separate thing. But this is the living room. Oh my God, it's all separated out. So if you wanted it, you'd have to buy $100,000 for the set. It's $10,000 for the table in fucking China. Oh my God.
It's so
then
weird.
here we go. Oh my God. So this is ridiculous. I don't know why I didn't see it this way before. So the chairs are $100,000. What the fuck? Now these have a bid because when I was a kid, these were in the Smithsonian, and I think Irene said the same thing. Hi, Skip Ploss. I was thinking about you the other day. Great to see you, man. Friend in Maryland has Captain Kirk's chair from the helm on Star Trek series. Cool. If you got the 1230 set, what would you do with what you have now? Brogmont, there is an answer for that. I'm not going to say it now. I'm not going to say it right now, but there is an answer for that. And it would be a good one. And actually, there are multiple answers for that because I think Mike wants it as well. But if he gets his Paul Schaefer thing, then it's a whole different thing, and it's not. And then there's a very good place for this to go. Like, it would stay in the archive. It would, whatever. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And by the way, we need the 1230 desk because this 1130 desk is too big. The 1130 desk, while it looks exactly the same, it's 2 inches bigger. I know, doesn't mean that. It's 2 inches bigger this way. It's 1 inch bigger this way. We're in a tiny room, and we could really use those 3 inches. Right, honey? No. Sorry. Yeah, so we need it. Send it here. Well, there's a funny thing to it. I mean, those are the chairs from 1230. This is the mic from 1230. What you guys might not know that or not. The mic, I know you know. The chairs. So, like, we've already got a lot of it. You wish the best. I had no idea that the bunker shit was all separated. I thought what you're looking at was it. I guess I wasn't involved. It's not like each thing is tagged separately, you know what I mean? Like in the photo.
It's weird.
It is weird. So wait, then let's look for the phone table and see what it says about that. Or is that included? Like, I can't figure out what maybe only some things? Because it seems like we're on to the Huxtable living room. Oh, man, $8,000 not met. Not met. Reserve not met.
I feel like that might not happen right now.
Isn't it all just weird to look at? It's weird me looking at it. I can't watch that show anymore.
I can't either.
Remember the commercials when we were kids? I mean, like, the Jell-O pudding pop.
I can't see anything like
Everything
that
was him
now.
sneaking up on kids, you know?
Yep.
The big eyes. You don't know. I got a secret. You don't know what I'm doing. Oh, my God. I grew up with picture pages, lots of fun with picture pages. It was Bill Cosby was the host of Picture. Remember the pens made sounds when they would draw on the wall? Oh,
I
man.
forgot that was him.
That was either part of the electric company or maybe it was the electric company. I don't know. Tiny, I'm surprised Worldwide Pants doesn't want the late night set, but I'm still livid they let CBS throw the late show set away. Well, see, so, okay, stay tuned. How about just stay tuned straight across the board? Still livid they let CBS throw the late show set in the damn trash. Yeah, that was a last-minute decision. Last-minute decision. Size doesn't matter. Right on. It does in this room when every inch counts. We need it to be a little smaller, not bigger. This is too big. The Huxtable living room is weird. I don't know why it's weird. It's just weird. I guess seeing it was weird to me, just seeing it. That's a show I have not seen in reruns.
No, me either.
And forgive me for laughing too, because it's not really funny. I mean, this is like a series. He's legitimately convicted of doing some stuff. But then also, didn't they reverse it? Isn't he out of jail now because of like some stuff of like, oh, that's how things were back then or something?
That's what I read. He's out.
Like I heard, it might be a comedy comeback, right? Like there's feelers for. Remember when Louis did some secret shows before he came back out, and it was kind of like putting the feelers out, just put it down in the water.
See what the reaction is. I don't know that he'll get the same pass.
I feel like I vaguely remember part of him getting off, so to speak, was there was dementia involved in that as well, too. So I feel like, was he going to go to a fucking comedy show A demented, convicted rapist is going to go do a fucking a comedy show? Like, all right.
I heard
That one may have to be free in the park.
I heard that too.
Man, this auction is interesting. I guess it starts tomorrow. I guess it'll probably be happening while we're at Breakfast Club. We may miss it. That's the weird part. We may miss it.
Weird.
What's the time? 14. I mean, and by the way, that may be a fucking, that may be on purpose too. 14 hours and 23 minutes. What would that be from now? It's now 6:30. So 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. Yeah, we'll be at Breakfast Club. Hilarious. We'll have no idea what happened. So we can't live stream it. That's crazy. Hilarious. That means one of the first things that's selling? That can't be right. I feel like the auction starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
That must be what it is.
We'll get all this ironed out and figure it out before we try to go on the air. I don't really have anything else. I think we did the stuff. We definitely did the auction check-in, don't you think? And we talked about the, this interesting controversy here. When somebody says, why doesn't Worldwide Pants like it? By the way, where was that? There we go. I'm surprised Worldwide Pants doesn't want the late night set. Don't think you know that, because you don't. Technically, I mean, we talked about this a little bit the other day because Mike has a way of dragging information that I don't want to talk about on the show out of me on the show. And he's not here tonight, so I'll do it again. Technically, Worldwide Pants has a claim to ownership of this stuff because they were never consulted when it was released. And they do technically have a stake of ownership in it because they got the Carson ownership when he left in 92. It's a weird thing. It's very convoluted. But it could be argued that technically Worldwide Pants is still an owner of this stuff. The owner of this stuff, I don't know. But an owner of this stuff, absolutely. They have a rightful claim. Would Worldwide Pants ever pursue it from that angle? I can't see it in a million years. There's no reason to sully any. The Worldwide Pants banner is so unsullied in the weirdest way.
Yeah, it's really clean.
That there would be no reason to bring. And anytime there's ever been anything, they've got a really good job of making sure that it's not anything because it doesn't need to be. This is the type of thing where I just don't feel like they would want. They don't want this headline. Worldwide Pants, Letterman, David Letterman and Worldwide Pants get involved with auctioneer.
Yeah.
Is a headline we'll never see in a million years, right? And I'm sure he knows that. I see stuff like this, and then when I read everything inside, and this is going to be some little bit of inside information, all I can think of is, we know James Commissar's publicist. You know him, I know him, he knows us,
Yep.
He knows the show, he follows the show, he watches the show. He pushed it out there when James was on our show, This to me is like, you operate with a certain level of protection when you have someone like you to handle stuff like this. But it doesn't stop stuff like this. And it can't stop stuff like this. You know what I mean? And I don't know. When I see this, I don't just see the headline. I see all of the business behind it.
Me
thanks
too.
to you.
Yeah. There's always way more to the story than you read.
What you read isn't the story. That's what they put out at the end. It's just like business.
There's a bunch of people involved in every story. The headline person's different than the feature writer and the photographer. It's all controlled ultimately by the editor for that section.
What the narrative is.
Yes.
Right.
Everything. It's all perception.
Filth, flarn, filth. I don't know. Oh, nice. Tonight's Don Giller Fun Time Happy Hour is brought to you by Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee wants his playset back. And Don Giller wants this desk. Have to jump off. Bye, Jay Franzi. It was Franzi like Fonzie. Have a great night. Great to see you, Don. I'm surprised you're not at the bitter end with Mike. He already checked in. Must be having a good old time, too. I'm good. I feel like we did everything, and this was supposed to be a quick check-in, and here we are, the full 90 minutes. Trying to get this guy to shut the fuck up. The moment audience questions become a thing, all schedule goes out the window because, God forbid, somebody asks me a question, I'm going to answer it.
You can answer.
This extra fun edition of the Don Giller Fun Time Happy Hour has been brought to you by the Autoimmunity Foundation. We know you have many options for your viewing entertainment. Thank you for choosing the late night playset, whatever this thing is, here in the late night playset. The Cars and Comedy Show in the late night playset. AIF is supported by you, viewers like you. If you'd care to learn more or make a donation, financial contribution, please do. You can do PayPal, you can do Venmo, you can do all the things. All the things are in there. Do a credit card, check. Can't do a money order, I don't think. COD, maybe? I don't know. I don't think we do COD. But jump on autoimmunityfoundation.org, autoimmunityfoundation.org.
Autoimmunityfoundation.org.
Today. And please do stay tuned on that because there's lots more to come. In every area of our life currently, there is lots more to come. Every single area. And that is really a cool thing.
I think so, too.
Kind of worked in one direction for a very long time with not a whole lot of... It took a long time before things started to, happen. And then, the 5-year mark... By the way, lesson to the kids out there. Be willing to fail for 5 years before the things start to come and the opportunities and the this and the that and the money and the sponsorship and whatever the heck it is. Because at 5 years, somehow that's the magic number of putting time and effort into things, and it will happen. So stay at it. Stay at it, kids. Stay in school, too. But don't do drugs. All things I didn't do. I didn't stay in school. I totally am having drugs with you now. God's sake. I didn't do drugs when I was younger. Even now, some people don't consider pot drugs. Most people don't consider
Not
pot
anymore.
drugs. Well, some states, though, probably still. You can stay off the river.
Maybe.
Can I go Bazancos?
Minnesota just legalized pot. They're the 23rd state, apparently.
So we're almost up to half. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or not. I mean, it's good for people like you. I feel like as long as they do the medicinal, great. Because then you can go get your medicine thing if you want or whatever. The recreational thing, I don't care about. To me, life didn't change because we had the medicinal one already through you.
I'm in there.
If anything, it made everything way more difficult and complicated, at least here in Los Angeles, or in California.
Yeah.
Because the switchover was fucking painful. And then everything went really expensive.
Yes.
And now everything is coming down in price. Now weed is insanely cheap. Not cheap, but you know what I mean, compared to what it was. And all of the great businesses that really went big and tried to do it legit, paying all their fucking taxes and doing all of the regulation and everything, they're really suffering now because it's hard to find a way when other people aren't doing that.
Right.
Anyway, shout out to all our friends in the weed business here in California. It's a booming business that will be massive when it
gets figured out so everyone's playing by the same rules.
Yeah. I think it's just once everything clicks into place, it'll be great. But
Still
in the meantime,
muddled.
It's a grind for all of those guys.
Yeah.
And there's so much money involved. I mean, these are not small. It's not your weed dealer. I mean, these companies are huge now, and they're national or international even probably.
Probably, yeah. Most can be ordered online, so it opens up the floodgates for international sales.
Which is crazy. This is it. This was the last Don Giller Late Night Fun Time Happy Hour before we go on our road trip. Unless, of course, we're here Tuesday, in which case, see you then. Thank you. Let's see to everybody. Let's do the whole thing here. Autoimmunity Foundation, donate now. We did that. Okay, do it again. Auction update. I'm technically with Pee-wee. on that one, only if he wants his stuff. I feel like if you're in this business and all these people gave you stuff throughout the years, one person wants their stuff back, you just give them their stuff back. You don't want the black eye, is my opinion.
Right. Agreed.
Thank you to you, New Life of Old Nicole, the Letterman podcast out there in New York, Paul Schaefer, Will Lee, everybody else he showed us, and Don Giller, of course. Skip Plus, thanks for the badge. Egg Ventures joined. Hello. Nice to see you. And I'm Porsche Life 111, and we're signing off from the studio, I think for the last time for a few weeks, which is weird to do. I'm sitting in on the musical Saw on a break. Oops, not anymore. Back to the stage. Mike is smashed and forgetful. Yeah, he gets that way. He's just very excited. Excited and excitable. And, it's all enthusiasm, but sometimes he comes in like Peter Griffin. Holy crap, Lois. Or tonight's guest. Well, tonight's guest on the Don Giller Fun Time Happy Show. What do they call it? Happy Hour. Don Giller. And aloha. All right, we love everybody. Thanks for everything. Thanks for loving us. We'll see you out on the road, too. That's the other thing. Once we are in movement, that will be all we're doing. So I will be checking in with people. We will be posting nonstop videos and reels and all that garbage. Thank you. Huge thanks to FabSpeed, to TLG. My God, of course, TLG. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. Marco, Steve, Armando, everybody who helps out over there.
Love you guys.
Yeah, get your Porsche some TLC. Come on home to TLG, the real deal. And thanks to all of you for watching, because this is enjoy this time we spend together. I enjoy it. I do. I miss you when we don't get to talk. It feels strange, but while you're not talking to us, all of this interaction makes us feel like you are. So we feel like you're all here with us, which is fun.
Yes, it is.
Love y'all. See you out there. Have a great weekend.